Yo, what's good people, it's Cactus, and in today's video I'm going to be making a UK bassline beat from scratch. But anyone from the UK, you should already know what bassline is, but if you're not, then let me give you a little rundown. So bassline is kind of like bass heavy dance music. It usually has a 4 to the floor rhythm and a BPM of around 140. It actually started in Yorkshire in the late 90s, which is where I grew up. Tracks were getting spun in an after hours club called Niche in Sheffield, which was a bit before my time. The first track could have been California Dreaming by High Jinks, which had stabby organ sounds. DJs literally had to travel around the country looking for records that no other DJs had, but then that also brought in crowds from across the country too. Eventually that led to places like Bradford opening up their own after hours clubs to play it. Fast forward to 2005, Big Ange had the first official bassline hit with a track Over Now, which hit number 29 in the UK single charts. But personally, I know bassline for its more aggressive sound from people like DJ Q from my hometown Huddersfield or Burger Boy from Manchester. There were influences from grime and garage around that time too, but things didn't really go mainstream until 2007 when T2 dropped his single Heartbroken. That hit number 2 in the UK singles charts.
I'm heartbroken without your love.
But even then, please continue to try and shut down the genre by closing the clubs and putting bans on DJs because they attracted the wrong crowd. Same type of shit they did with grime and drill. So shout out to the DJs and producers who actually persevered, because without them, I might not even be making this video. And yeah, with all that being said, I'm gonna see if I can make a UK bassline beat. So let's get straight into it. Alright, so I've got a new project open. I've got the BPM set to 140. The first thing we're gonna do is just add a simple drum pattern. Really basic stuff, just boost that kick up a bit though. And then I want to layer that clap with a snare. I don't really have any bassline sounds or EDM sounds in general, so I'm just using splice for most of them. Quite like the sound of that. And then I think just one more layer. And then what I'm going to do is clone this last one and we're going to reverse this. This way it's going to be a bit easier because I can see exactly where the sound finishes. So I just want it landing on this snare here and I'll bring it down a bit. And then with this second snare, I'm going to bring this one a tiny bit back. Or the other way around, just after the clap. And then with this snare, just in between them both. And then with the hat, I'm just going to shift that just a tiny bit. And then just to add a bit more bounce, I'm going to fill in some of these gaps here, like this one. Alright, let's bring in another hi-hat too. Alright, maybe an open hat as well. I like the sound of this one. Alright, maybe just some percussion as well, just to get more bounce out of it. Maybe just that simple pattern. Alright, so I've got the basic groove down and I can always go back to that if I need to. I just wanted to get that so that I can add the bass, because the bass is going to be the main thing. And I'm going to be using Serum because a lot of the basses actually come from that. So I'm just trying to find the right sound. Ooh, this one's crazy actually. Yeah, let's record something with this. So just making a couple changes. Bassy sound is sick. So a lot of producers would actually design these basses from scratch. All they start with a preset and maybe tweak it or modulate certain things. So like this for example, could bring this down and just get it sounding a bit deeper. And with these beats, there's always a few different basses. So that could be one, and then we're gonna find a second one, or we'll make a second one. I think this needs some effects as well, so we could try some flanger or compress it a bit, maybe even a tiny bit of reverb. And for anyone wondering what this actually is, the LFO is just controlling the level of both of these oscillators, so both of the sounds that you're hearing, and it's going in this motion. So you can see this blue line here, that's how much it's moving. So you'll see as it plays, the level is actually going up and down, and that's what's giving it that wobble effect. Let's see if we can find one more bass though. Ooh, this one's sick. Yeah, maybe we could do that for this bass as well. So I'm just gonna modulate the cut off. So that would be the extreme. I think there. Okay, we're just gonna find one more. Oh, this one. And then I'm not gonna have the same pattern for everyone. I just wanted to get the sounds first, and then when I start arranging it, I'll figure out new patterns. I think the next thing I want to add is either some vocals or just some instruments. What I'm looking for is some kind of arpeggiated strings. Like these are hard. So we'll start off with something like this. Or I could even follow the bass notes. And then from here, we'll build the chords. Like even that sounds hard. Really simple, but then we can take these notes and bring these down an octave. Or we could take these actually and bring these up an octave. Yeah, I think that's the one. We'll just randomize the velocity a little bit. And I'm just going to copy that in again. We'll pitch this one down and see if we can find something else to layer it with. So I've just found this one. It's quite similar, but it's just going to add another layer. And I'm just going to copy that one more time, and I'll find something like a pad or just some longer strings. Yeah, maybe this. This is just some keys. But then just to make it a bit more like the arpeggiated strings, I'm going to copy that. I'll paste it in. And then for this one, I'm just going to hit Alt and A, maybe increase the range a bit slower, and then we'll flip it. Alright, so next I want to add some vocals, and most bassline tracks actually sample other songs, but I wanted to make this one from scratch. So instead of looking for a sample, I'm just going to use something like Arcade or Splice. Alright, so I found a vocal in Splice, which I think is going to work right. So I'm just going to fit it to the tempo, 124. I'll show you what it sounds like dry.
Can we press rewind? Can we press rewind? Can we press rewind on us, on us?
So it sounded kind of hard and it fits the vibe, so I'm just going to chop this up a bit. So what I'm hearing is something like this. So where it says rewind, I'm going to chop that.
Can we press rewind? Rewind.
And then maybe leave this one like this. Well, maybe I take this back actually. And then that bit can come in.
Can we press rewind on us, on us?
Alright, and then I'm going to copy this over and see if we can just switch something up.
Can we press?
And then maybe take the re from here and then just copy that.
Rewind. Can we press rewind? Rewind. Can we press rewind on us, on us? Can we press?
So I'm just adding a bit of EQ. I don't need to filter it too much because I'm not getting an artist on here. And then I'm just changing the format, making it sound a bit higher. Like there. And then we're going to add a bit of delay too. Yeah, it sounds hard. And then of course some reverb. Let's give it some space. Yeah, that's hard. I feel like because she's saying rewind, it'll sound sick with some tape stop in there. So I can do that when I arrange it. So let's split this and we'll bring everything down. So I've got everything split, and obviously I don't want all the basses playing together. So this is where we're going to have to think of some new patterns. So I just want to start off with the drums just to set the groove. And then maybe in this part, we could have the vocals and the arp come in, like these ones. Or maybe in that part, we'll have the vocals down an octave. So we'll bring that down, and then we're just going to automate it. Yeah, this is gonna sound mad. I'm gonna cut the vocals there though and have some kind of fill here. So we'll try this one. Mad. We'll try this one here. And then just one more at the end. This is sounding crazy. So yeah, I think every 8 bars, something's gonna change. So in this part, we'll keep it with that bass. And then in this one, maybe we'll have the vocals come in. And then when the vocals come in, I'm also gonna switch up the bass pattern. So yeah, something like that. We'll just repeat this. Yeah, we'll copy that over and then just switch something else up. Copy that over. Alright, hard. And then in this next section, I want something to change. So the vocals are going to come out. Actually, quick change of mind. Maybe the vocals go there and then one of the instruments comes in here. Alright, let's get the fills back in. Cut all the drums. Alright, let's bring in another bass now. Yeah, this bass is crazy. Actually, before that bass, let's have another section. But in this one, we'll just bring in one of the instruments. Maybe in this part, we could have a different fill. Try this one. Yeah, that's hard. Then it could come into these strings. Just have a little breakdown. Maybe halfway through, something else can come in. So yeah, the second layer of strings. Bring the keys in. And then yeah, the drop, we'll just cut everything again. Mad. Alright, so we're gonna have another breakdown here, but the keys this time. And then in the third section, I don't think we need 4 different basses, so maybe I'll just take one more. We've used that one. I actually like both of these, so we'll try it with them just alternating. Yeah, I think it sounds safe alternating actually. And then we'll get this fill in here. The other thing I think we need is just some crashes and reverse cymbals. Yeah, that just adds a bit of atmosphere. Alright, just one more thing. I want to try and add a tape stop somewhere because of the lyrics. Alright, let's have a listen from the beginning. Okay, so in the intro, just starting with the drums and the arpeggiated strings. And like I said, it's just gonna change every 8 bars. So we've got the vocals coming in now, but down an octave. Added the shaker and the reverse snare too. And then we come into the drop here. Yo, at a festival or a rave or something, this go crazy. So yeah, we got the first bass. And then the second pattern, but with the vocals. Gross beat. Just to give it that DJ effect. And then just another breakdown. So it's like there's 8 bars in between each bass, just to keep things fresh. We've got another drop here. It's mad. This is like some dubstep bass, but it sounds sick. And then a new pattern again. Gross beat. And now another breakdown, but this time I'm using the keys and the art keys, so I'm not layering everything together. And then one more drop. This is nuts. Let me know in the comments which bass you like the most. Is it first, second, third or fourth?